Why's my camera seemed so? Is it better? Seems so grainy. Vlog number 13, and I haven't done one in a little while, so I figured I should try and do one. It's daytime. It's 1:41 p.m. on October 12th. Yeah, I haven't done one for a little while. If this one's bad, I might redo it because that looks stinking foggy. I want to try and get a webcam just to have better video. Besides the point. So it is the 12th. I had my birthday on the 5th, and it was good. For my birthday, I went surfing down in PB, and then started reading something. Went surfing down in PB, and then I went walking around PB, and I went shopping a little, and went to book off, and then went to my grandma's. And my cousin and aunt and uncle came over, and we just had some pizza and hung out. Nothing crazy. On my birthday, I don't know why, but on like the way to go surfing, which is like 30-minute, maybe a little over a 30-minute drive, I was in my head, and it wasn't fun. And yeah, like no particular reason. Yeah. And then on Friday, so that was Tuesday. On Friday, I went out with some old coworkers from Got Drunk. That was really fun. That was the first time I had seen some of them in a long time. And we just went out to dinner. And then I went over to David and Alicia's house for a movie because we went to dinner like across the street from their house. Saturday, I went downtown with David and Alicia. We got like a hotel for like my birthday weekend. And then Justin came down and met us there. And we went to Miguel's for dinner right on the water, which was super cool. It was like a nice location. I feel like most Miguel's are like, they're nice, but they aren't like nice. Went and did that. And then I'm going to try and move this. Let's see if this works. Is that better? I don't know if that's better or worse. Then Justin went back. Tighten that. We had dinner, had a drink, and Justin left after dinner. We went back up to the hotel. I had another drink, and then I wasn't expecting my friend Pat to come, but he texted me and was like, "Oh, like, what's the plan for tonight?" So that was kind of cool that he was able to come. I'm on my bed, so trying to figure out. I didn't want to do it at the desk because I was like, "Oh, lighting's gonna be horrible," but I don't think it's much better here, and I don't know if the mic is gonna sound any good. But Pat came down. We went to Trailer Park After Dark, a bar on like 5th or 6th or something. And you go down in the basement, and they have like small little trailers you can like sit in and whatnot. And I pretty much just told David like David was buying me drinks, so that was like part of my gift, I guess, which was really nice. But I was just telling David like, get me whatever. I'm so bad when it comes to bars because I don't know what to ever order. I'm always like mules or just like give me shots. And I don't know. I drink whatever. So David bought me a couple drinks. I went up and I got a mojito. I think David got me, I don't know. He got me like 2 drinks, and then I think I had a mojito, or maybe one drink, then a mojito, whatever. Um, Pat came, and we had another drink. I think David got me a Cosmopolitan pink drink. Man, I think like by this point I had only eaten at Miguel's that day. I was kind of stupid with it. I just didn't realize it, but I had very little water, and and then Pat came. We had another drink. Well, I said that. And by the time I was like drinking this Cosmopolitan, I was starting to be like out of it. Like I was there. I wasn't. I'd say I was touching drunk. Um, yeah, and it was nice. David and Pat had kind of been at odds for a little while, so it was really nice to have Pat there, and everything seemed to go really well. And then we left there because the music was ridiculously loud. We had to almost literally scream at each other to get any conversation. We left there. We went to Coin Op, which was just around the block. Um, and I don't think I drink anything there. We played some Simpsons, the arcade game, which was always my favorite. I think someone put like $10 in, maybe not $10, maybe like $4, $4 or $5 into it. So we were just kept playing. Um, then David played some pinball, and I got a Zoltar card. Actually, I forgot about it. It's in my wallet, and I was kind of out of it. I was pretty out of it at this point. I remember getting it, and I was like, I can't read this, so I put it in my wallet. And then we started heading back to the hotel. We Ubered there or lifted, and then we were just gonna walk back. Pat was gonna drive us. He had parked somewhere. And then Pat, I think parked pretty close to the hotel, so we like still got in his car, and then he drove us there, dropped us off, and but on our way walking to his car, I don't remember like anything other than like walking, but I remember at one point I was like, ah, I was like, tomorrow's not going to go good. Tomorrow isn't going to go good. Like I have a bad feeling about tomorrow, which you don't know what tomorrow was. So tomorrow on that day was the day I was gonna meet up with Micaela and really kind of spill everything, which was Sunday. So this was the day I was gonna be like, this is how I feel. This is what I've been doing. You know, I'll go into it in a minute. But I just remember saying like, tomorrow's not gonna be a good day. And we got to the hotel, fell asleep, woke up, uh, got ready, did all that. I drove us back to Alicia's mom's house, where the baby was, and we hung out there. We got some food, um, and then time came for me to go meet Micaela down in PB, actually, at a little like breakfast restaurant place, and I texted Justin on the way, and I was like, man, I was like, it's not gonna go good today. I don't know what it was, but I had this feeling in my gut where it was like, something isn't going to go, like, something's going to be said, something's going to be done. And I was just like, in the car, I was like starting to kind of break down. And finally found a parking spot. It was a Sunday, so it was like pretty crazy down there because a lot of the bars do like football games. Parking's horrible down there, anyways. Found a spot, got out. We ended up meeting up with each other on our way to the restaurant. She had parked down a little farther. Went to the restaurant. I wasn't hungry, um, but I bought her some French toast, and I just bought a muffin, and I had like 2 bites of it, if that. It's so sugary. And we sat down and we talked, and she brought Stella, her dog, and we talked there and just caught up with the general stuff. Um, might get teary on this for me. Um, it was going good. It was going really good. It didn't feel like too awkward. You have a little bit of awkward silence type stuff, but she wasn't as closed off as she was last time. Um, I was like, oh, like maybe good sign. So then after a little while, I was like, you mind if we walk? And so we started walking north, and we were talking about the shows we had been watching and like movies we were excited for. And we found this cliff that was just overlooking the ocean and the beach down below, and there was a bench. So we sat down on this bench and we were talking, and uh, I knew, like, I'm so bad with confrontation, and I knew I had to ask some questions. So I asked her, I was like, hey, do you mind if I ask you some questions? She was like, oh, that makes me nervous. I was like, it makes me nervous. um, so I asked her about why we broke up. She had told me when we broke up over religion and politics, which to me, I didn't know. Like, I thought we were cool. Like, we had issues several months in the past, and to me, they were resolved. We had come to like an understanding, and like, oh, okay, like I personally don't care about politics. For me to lose anyone over politics is silly to me because I like they mean nothing to me. I think politics are just a kind of a joke right now because there's no love in it. If there's no love in politics, like why is it going on? Why are people doing things? It's just out of like greed and hate and like spite of others for the most part. That's my feeling. Um, and then religion, I was said, she always thought I was like up here in religion where I was just this super dedicated, like blah, 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 which is good. It's good to be that way. I'm not that way though. I'm not like an in your face Christian. Um, I love to get to know people and then slowly just introduce them to my beliefs and Christianity. Um, and she said those were the reasons. She felt we had to break up. She felt like she couldn't be herself around me, which I never felt was true. I felt like we were always very open with each other, and nothing really ever affected like our openness. Um, and then talked a little more about it and some examples and blah blah blah. And I told her how I'm trying to be completely honest with people, but not just honest to the point where like I won't answer the question fully, but I'm trying to be honest where I give you the full answer of something, um, rather than trying to avoid, confrontation or like hiding my emotions or something. And so I might get some of this out of order just because we did talk about it a lot. But I told her, I was like, uh, I told her, like these past 5-ish, 6-ish months, like I had gone on some dates and I had talked to some people and been on Bumble and all this, and it just didn't feel right. Nothing against the people or anything like that, but I would go on these dates or I would start talking to these people or I would be on these apps, and I just didn't want to be. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel like something where I was supposed to be. I had talked about my feelings to Micaela, or my feelings for Micaela to friends and family, and I had done these interviews on love and what it felt like to, you know, have a marriage love. And, you know, I think I talked about a little in my last video, um, not being sure, not, or maybe the video before that, not being sure on where I'm supposed to be, what I'm supposed to be doing. Um, I never know if something is difficult because we're supposed to work past that difficult situation. And once we do that, we can be proud and we can say, you know what, I worked through it. I made it to where I am. Or if that difficult situation is there to tell us, this isn't for you. Like, this isn't for you. It's difficult because I'm trying to point you in another direction. Like, God's trying to point me in another direction. Um, so with this one, I felt like I had like done the like research. I had done the legwork. I had figured out what I needed to figure out. I was sure about how I felt and what I needed to do. And I felt like I was being called to approach Michaela about this. And, simple way to put it is just get back together, work towards marriage, get married. I felt like that's how it was for me. Um, so I told her some of this. I told her like I thought about her all the time, and that's why these dates were weird. And I didn't want to be with anyone else because it was, I thought about her every day, and it was weird to talk to someone else when I thought about her every day. Um, so I told her that, and I said something around the lines of like, I don't, you know, I don't know where you are. I don't know what you're feeling towards me. I don't know what you're feeling in general, or how our last meeting went, or what you think of me. And she said, okay, like what do you need from me? Like what do you need from me to get closure? I said, well, there's there's only really two answers, and one is I don't feel that way for you, and I won't. And the other was I'm open to try it again and work past, this issue we had, or these issues we had. Now that I was aware of it, I was much more able to answer to it. I told her that, I told her that I would never let politics get in the way of our relationship. And while religion is part of me, I would definitely want to talk to her about that more and show her what I mean more so, rather than her having an opinion of me that isn't necessarily me or how I felt. And when I said that, uh, I saw just like in the look of her face, something was up. And I said, "You're dating someone, aren't you?" And she was like, "Yeah." And um, um, of course, I was frustrated. Not frustrated, I was just bummed. I was so sure of something, and I had worked so hard, I felt like, for it. Um, which I don't regret, like the different things I did to better myself and understand myself and other people in love and whatnot. But I was so sure to the point where sorry, I was so sure to the point where I was, ready to potentially really pursue marriage and something I thought would work. And, I think anyone that's in a relationship where they want to see it flourish, you start picturing getting married and settling down and buying a house and having kids and coming home to each other. And, you know, those were all the thoughts I had up until that point. um, and we sat there on this bench, this nice bench looking over a beautiful view of the ocean on a nice day with some clouds. And, um, that was when I think both of us knew like this was goodbye. And, at some point we said it. We were like, this is goodbye. And she said something around the lines of like, she's hopefully we can still be friends down the line. And I told her like, I don't think I can. I don't. Of course, there's a part of me that wants to be like, yeah, hopefully we can. She asked me why I had waited so long to tell her this and tell her how I felt. And I told her first that I didn't think it was fair to come to her after the breakup. Um, I felt like there were steps that I had to take to better myself to make sure I was ready. Whenever I talked to the people, they said, if you're going back into this, like you have to make sure you're in it. You are 100%. You aren't just going to date again, break each other's hearts. And so I had to make sure I was ready. Like I said earlier, like I felt like I did the legwork. I felt like I found out more about myself and what I needed and where I was wrong, including some of these videos. And um, I said I just couldn't do it any earlier. I wasn't sure, and and then I said, you know what, if this is, I said, this is our goodbye, and this is the way I think it's best. It should be. We're standing here, we were laughing, and I said everything I felt like I needed to, and asked her everything I needed to, and we cried a little, and we ended up getting up and walking back down the beach, and we didn't really say a word to each other. We walked to my car, and I hugged her and said goodbye, and that was it. Um, so, like, it hurts, but at the same time, I know that that just means something else is out there for me, and I have to. This can't be an excuse to stop bettering myself and say, "Well, I didn't get what I wanted. I'm just gonna play video games and lay in bed all day and not do anything." Um, so I'm just, it sucks. I just keep thinking that. I know I gotta continue with what I'm saying, but it sucks and it hurts, and I just gotta keep pressing on, knowing that something that something's out there that will make me even happier than I thought I would be with her. Um, I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's another girl. I don't know if it's just myself or being fully confident in myself, or a job, or I don't know. But I know it's out there, and I think that's the best I can do. I'm not going to heal from how I had felt and how things ended up with Michaela. Um, yeah. So I'll keep striving towards that and hopefully doing these, and something's out there, and I'll find it or it'll find me, and yeah. I don't know. I'm hopeful, but also sorrowful. Uh, yeah, I think that's a good end to my video, I guess. I think I also now have a ending to my book, which I will start writing after this, or keep writing after this. Okay, till next time. Let's see ya.